What's up, everybody? Welcome to Human Innovation Tarot. My name is Eddie with Imagine Life Development Center. Here to do energy check-in for the month of May for the sign of Gemini. If you're new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click the like, share, and subscribe button for me. All the other information you need to know is in the description box below. All right, so what we're going to take a look at is your current hurdles, obstacles, and challenges here, whatever's going on in your life. Then we're going to take a look at the advice. This will be the most important part of the reading. And then we're going to take a look at the outcome. So what can you expect if you follow and adhere to the advice? So the advice will be the most important, essentially the most important part of the reading, because whatever you do, however you follow the advice is going to get you the thing essentially that you're desiring and wanting here. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and dive in. So what is the current hurdle, obstacle, and challenge for my Geminis out there? Let's take a look and see what's going on with you guys. I will clarify everything as well. Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles. So right now, you guys could be struggling either financially, or you could be under some financial stress, financial difficulties. If it's not finances, it could be some of you might be struggling with your health in some way. You could be feeling sick or tired, burnt out, or have some other health issues going on. Or if it's not money or health, this could also be you just feeling very alone right now. You're feeling alone. You're feeling abandoned. You're feeling just kind of like left out. Maybe some of you feel like you don't fit in, or you just feel like maybe just like you're going through a very just hard season right now in life in general. All right, so let's take a look at the advice. I feel like too with that Five of Pentacles, some of you guys are kind of going through a dark night of the soul. Some of you guys are soul searching right now. You feel very confused about life in general. Like life doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to you right now. And some of you might even feel like you're having a repeat of a familiar energy that you felt back in 2020, like when the pandemic hit and the world just seemed really crazy. All right, so one card flew on the floor, and then we have the Empress here. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, I just did Libra's reading, and their reading, the advice card was the Three of Pentacles as well. Empress, I'm going to take them both. It's two cards, but I'll just read them together. So I'm going to honor it because it seems like it really wanted to come out. So basically your advice here is some of you, now the Empress here is Libra and Taurus energy here, basically, for those of you that care. But these two cards are basically talking about, in order for you to get out of this, however you describe yourself, whatever resonates for you in this Five of Pentacles challenge here, the advice is for you to be intentional in working on it in whatever way you need to, right? So if you need to maybe go see, I don't know, a therapist, if you need a mentor, if you need to talk to friends, if maybe you need to go out and just hang out more because you've been spending a lot of time alone. This is wild too. I just realized at the bottom of the deck we have the Emperor. Okay, so we have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Empress out here on the table. So that's kind of like a divine match too. But it also talks about the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy within us. So for some of you, you may have an imbalance, right? You might be too masculine, male or female, doesn't matter, or you might feel like you're too feminine, right? In terms of energy, we're talking about energy here, right? Not genders and stuff, but that could be just for a few of you. But back to this Three of Pentacles, I got sidetracked. Some of you just need to get around people. And again, whether it's friends, it's family, it's going out, people at work, doesn't matter. This is just going out, hanging out, and having people to talk to. For some of you, it's more than that. It's, hey, how bad are things? Well, maybe you need to, go vent to a therapist. Maybe you need a coach in your life to help you if you feel stuck. It's like, I feel stuck right now. I don't know where I'm going. I feel purpose depressed in life. I'm soul searching and I don't really know what to do. Find a coach, somebody who can guide you and lead you and give you actionable strategic steps of how to move forward. Because the Empress is, the Empress embodies all four queens, but she also represents abundance. She's kind of like the Midas touch of the major arcana. It's like everything that the Empress touches becomes abundant. It flourishes. It turns to gold, per se, right? She represents giving birth to things, creativity, allowing new things to come to be birthed through her into reality. So in a sense, she's like the embodiment of the manifestation, right? So the Magician sets the intention, the Magician card, in the major arcana. Now the Magician isn't on the table, but I'm just referencing it. So the Magician figures out what he wants to manifest, and it's up to the Magician to sort of start the ball rolling. The Magician imagines what they want, and then they have all the elements at their disposal to set that energy into motion. Well, as that energy is set into motion, eventually, just like when a child is conceived, there's an act or there's an action, right? Two humans get together, they hook up, and their bodies do the thing, and a seed is planted, right? So the action then leads to pregnancy, right? Which is the inception of something. There's a seed that has now been planted, and it takes time to germinate, 9 months to create a baby, basically, right? And so, but then there comes a time when it's ready to be birthed. This thing is ready to come into the world and to be acknowledged and to be known. And that's what really this is, the advice is talking about here. And the underlying energy is the Emperor. And the Emperor is the active energy, right? The male energy, the active energy. And the Empress is the passive or allowing energy, right? That's why when you're thinking about like a plug in the wall, you have the plug, or I've got this little USB thing, right? So this is the male end. This is the action end. So this end has to be plugged into, that's the action. It has to be put into the female end of the USB. And the female end, she's there, she's passive, she's just ready to receive the male end, right? So without it, obviously being like this sexual type of, because it's usually what we think of male female in that regard, it's talking about action versus passivity, right? And passivity isn't doing nothing like we tend to think. It's its own form of action, but it's a different type of action, right? So, but this is direct action. And so the advice here is saying you have to become the leader of your life. There are certain things in your life you need to do and you're responsible for if you're going to come out of this Five of Pentacles energy, which again might be the things that I've already said, talking to people, going out, just getting around people. For others of you, it could be getting a life coach, getting a therapist, having a mentor, or just hanging out, having fun and doing whatever, right? And as you begin to do the work, as you put yourself out there, you're starting to create, because everything is energy, right? Because you're this emperor. You stepped into the emperor. You stepped into the active power, the active energy of creating something. And as long as you stay in that energy, well, eventually you're gonna give birth to something, right? Which is whatever it is that you desire, and through all of this, which is the outcome. So, what is the outcome? If Gemini follows the advice, what is the outcome? What will they give birth to in their life? What can they expect that is no longer this Five of Pentacles energy? Okay, the moon wanted to come out, and it wanted to come out in reverse, essentially, more or less. It kind of came out like a little bit more, well, it came out kind of like this. So more towards, it's almost like 10 o'clock, so it's on its way to being reversed. So we're going to honor and reverse here. So it's essentially saying like you're going to overcome any fears, any insecurities, any doubts that you have in your life about whatever's happened back here. And it's also about seeing clearly, coming out of the fog, coming out of illusions, coming out of a period of just like feeling like you've just been walking in darkness, essentially, right? Things are going to be a lot more clear, and when the moon goes down, what comes up? The sun comes up, right? Now at the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is it. This is everything you've been waiting for here. The bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny, fate, change, good fortune, major blessings. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is essentially one of the most abundant cards, and one of the most positive cards in tarot, because it talks about luck at its highest, like going out, playing the lottery and winning the lottery, right? It's the highest level of luck that you could live under, but it's also about abundance and good fortune, change for the better. When the Wheel of Fortune is upright as it is, it talks about change for the better. I'm going to peek just underneath that. Yeah, and underneath that, I saw the Seven of Cups. So it's saying the world is about to open up to you. You're going to have multiple things, multiple opportunities, multiple things to invest in underneath that Wheel of Fortune. So let's clarify everything. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Yeah, so you've been feeling alone, left out, rejected. Maybe some of you just went through a breakup. We have the Knight of Cups here. Or maybe you just feel like, you feel alone. You feel like you can't make a relationship work, or love. You can't find love to save your life, whatever it is. It's like you just feel like no matter what you do, you're not able to. Some of you are not able to turn your relationships into something long lasting. It's like they go for a while, like, because the Knight of Cups is more than a page. So it's like your relationship, you find love, you fall in love, you meet somebody, and it goes up to a certain point. You reach a certain point in the relationship, a certain level of seriousness, but then things have a tendency of not working out. Whether you end up betrayed, whether you end up, abandoned, or whether the relationship just fails to progress, whatever happens here, right? And for some of you, the night, now we got two knights, interesting. And it's interesting because they're both facing off here. But for some of you, the part of the problem is that things either move too quickly and too fast. And for others of you, this has to do with there's a battle because they're facing off between the head and the heart. Like it's sometimes maybe you feel too emotional or too sensitive around certain people. On the other hand, sometimes there's not enough emotion. You're too in your head. It's like one or the other. It's almost like your heart gets the best of you and that leads you astray because maybe you end up emotionally entangled with the wrong person, or you fall for the wrong person, or you're in your head too much and you overthink things to their death. It's, so this is really about finding the balance between your head and your heart and getting these two knights to work together. And when you can, there's the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this represents one of the knights, and that represents the other knight, almost like the Chariot, right? She's more of kind of like the lighter colored Sphinx, and this is like almost kind of like, to me, represents more of the darker colored Sphinx when you look at the Chariot card. And the Chariot card is all about bringing balance to the opposing forces in your life, your head and your heart, right? So this is actually a known thing. The Heart Math Institute in California studies it. It's called heart and brain coherence. When we get our mind to come into alignment with our heart, and those two energies come together and are focused, and they're in unison, then we can create powerful change in our life. Well, and in this case, it's about commitments. It's about the future. It's about finding somebody that you can go the distance with here. And so if you can bring your head and your heart into coherence, then you have your happily ever after. You have your happy future with whoever waiting for you, because this has been the challenge. It's been challenging to find committed relationships, or to make relationships, or find people that you can go the distance with, right? So let's clarify the advice. Why is the Three of Pentacles and the Empress here together? What's this about? Okay, the Page of Cups is in reverse. So to me, the page of, okay, and then we have the Lovers, which is your energy, Gemini energy. So to me, this is just saying, the advice is saying, a lot of you guys have, a lot of you guys feel emotionally checked out, or you're starting to feel emotionally checked out, emotionally burdened. Like this is this is you running on fumes, right? Like the car is basically, the gas tank is basically on E for empty, but you're running on fumes here, and that's why the Five of Pentacles is here. This is you running on fumes. Well, it's showing up here in the advice. It's like saying you need to work on restoring and reviving yourself. Whatever you need to do to restore and bring life and energy back into you, you need to get into this place of abundance. You need to tap into your inner beauty. You need to get back to this place where you feel alive and full of life, full of abundance, that miracles are possible. And that, don't forget about that Emperor card that we had at the bottom of the deck over here. That miracles are possible when you take action, but you also allow the miracles to come through you. Because the Empress and the Emperor are both very confident energies, but confident in their own way. They're confident for different reasons, right? The Emperor is more confident in his ability to take action and achieve a result. The Empress is more confident in her beauty and her abundance and her ability to bring forth those things, right? She's the confident nurturer, right? She doesn't question her self-worth or her value or her beauty or what she has to offer. She knows it. It's a known for her, right? And so the Three of Pentacles is saying that's what you need to work on. You need to work on all of that, and not lose sight of the essence of your soul with the Lovers card here, because the Lovers card, again, represents choice. And we got the two trees in the garden, again representing the masculine and feminine energies. The tree of knowledge, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, the knowledge, the head, and the tree of life, the heart, because the heart is what beats and gives us life. And so this is really essentially the same thing. There's the Emperor and the Emperor and the Empress in their raw form in the Garden of Eden. There's God, source of the universe, who created and brought the two energies into existence to be one, to become one, because they represent what God is, right? Unity, union, the union of masculine and feminine energy coming together to create oneness here. And so that's what this is about, is you overcoming the fact that you feel emotionally drained, you feel like you're running on fumes, that for some of you, you don't believe in love, you've lost that love and feeling, but also knowing, hey, if you work on this, then you have access to, that Four of Wands, because that Four of Wands is implied in the Lovers here. You will find love. Love will find you. You will attract it into your life. But the Lovers card also represents choice. It used to be called the Choice card. Some decks still call it the Choice card. What is the choice? The choice is the decisions that you have to make while you're in that Emperor energy about taking action to make things change, because just sitting here camping out in the Five of Pentacles, woe is me, life sucks, I'm stuck energy, and doing nothing will get you the same result, right? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. That's the energy we want to get out of. So why is the Moon in reverse? What can they expect? And remember, the Moon represents emotions as well, right? When the moon is upright, that's suppressed emotions. When the moon is in reverse, it's allowing emotions to flow again. Those emotions are no longer suppressed. You're allowing the flow of emotions. Can't make it up. Two of Cups. The outcome. There's the relationship that you're waiting for. The flow of emotions is opening up. And so just in your reading, Gemini, you've had the Four of Wands. You've had the Emperor and the Empress. You've had the Lover's card now. And you have the Two of Cups. You've had literally almost every possible love-related, relationship-related card that I could pull, minus the Ten of Pentacles, minus maybe the Ten of Cups. You've had literally every other card. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is victory. Victory after a long battle. Victory after a long period of struggle. You coming out on top, you coming out victorious, you finding love, you reconnecting to this Empress energy and the Emperor energy, which leads to this Lover's energy because you did the work, and then boom, you're no longer afraid, you're no longer fearful, you're no longer blocking your emotions anymore. You're allowing emotions to flow, which opens up the energy for that Empress part of you to give birth to this relationship. There's somebody out there. There's love energy that's going to come to you. How do I know? Because again, the Wheel of Fortune is here. Destiny, fate, serendipity, change, good fortune. It's only a matter of time because the wheel is always turning, just like the seasons are always changing, right? We can't slow down time. Tomorrow we're going to wake up. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. Tomorrow it's going to be a Wednesday, right? I can't change that. The wheel is always turning, which means me, you, and everybody else is one day closer to something. And if we're doing the work, that something could be everything that we've been desiring or waiting for. It just depends on us, and us being in that Emperor and Empress energy there, right? And then again, underneath that, we have the Seven of Cups, which are all the different options available. So it's basically saying that there's going to be more options available than you can even imagine, right? So you're going to be coming out of a time of scarcity and into a time of abundance, because the Seven of Cups is, which one do you want? Because you're going to have a lot of options available to you if you do this work, okay? So Gemini, that's what I have for you. I hope this reading was helpful. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys very soon on the next one. Also, keep in mind that this reading is good between now and about the middle of May. All right. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So with that being said, my friends, I'll see you soon. And as always, love and light.